All right, guys. So this story right here is absolutely fascinating. It is fascinating. You guys are gonna love this story because it's honestly really ridiculous. As it shows that, the woke revolutionaries, you can never be woke enough. You can never be woke enough. And there is this competition to see who is the biggest victim, right? And the biggest victim, they get the most privileges, right? They get the right to discriminate against others whom also categorize themselves as victims. But because they're not as victimized, right? Or allegedly as victimized as the most victimized of the wokes, then they can be discriminated against, okay? And that's basically what this story is about here. Because a gay pride event in Seattle is charging whites a reparations fee, right? And keep in mind, they're charging this fee based off color, not off of your status as, LGBTQ or whatever, right? They're charging it based off color. So you naturally can see how this is going to be an issue for those who are part of the LGBTQ community whom are white, right? So let's get into this. Organizers for a Seattle Gay Pride event say they're charging white people a reparations fee to attend. They have the support of Seattle City Council President and mayoral candidate Lorena Gonzalez and the Seattle Human Rights Commission. Taking Black Pride organizers say all are welcome to attend. However, quote, white allies and accomplices must pay the reparations fee. It will be charged on a sliding scale of $1 to $10 depending on one's ability to pay. The event location is Jimi Hendrix Park, owned by the city of Seattle. This raises questions about the legality of a reparations fee. Okay, so it's going to be charged on a sliding scale of $10 to $50 depending on one's ability to pay. Okay, so I wonder how they're going to force that, right? It's not enough for them to discriminate based off race. They also have to discriminate based off your income status. Okay, so what you gotta do? You gotta show your tax returns, right? As you walk into the park in order to get admissions. Like, do you have to have proof of salary, income, or whatever in order to get in? Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand how they can enforce this, right? Usually with events like this, you would just charge a flat fee or whatever and be done with it. But no, it's not enough. And it's like I was telling you guys, it is a race to the bottom in terms of who's the most victimized, right? That's literally what this is. It's really mind-blowing, and it's hilarious at the same time. Critics question whether race-based admissions are appropriate. It's not. You should not be discriminating based off race. Seattle Municipal Code clearly prohibits racial discrimination, but organizers have pushed back, calling criticism of their admission structure casual violence. Again, this is par for the course with the woke revolutionaries. Anytime you criticize them, right, for their discrimination, for their racism, right, they say, oh no, you're being violent against me because you're criticizing me. Okay, you're criticizing against me, so therefore you must be anti, whatever, right? Whatever term is appropriate for the time. Organizers promote taking Black Pride as an event to amplify the voices, narratives, and contributions of Black, queer, and trans voices. There will be live musical performances, commentators, art healing spaces, prize giveaways, and a COVID-19 vaccine clinic. According to the event's listing, they say they will focus on centering who we are and what we need to feel empowered, joyful, and heard. Apparently, they need a so-called reparations fee to feel empowered. Their current event page details their racist and admissions policy. Quote, all are free to attend. However, this is a Black and brown, queer, trans-centered, prioritized, valued event. White allies and accomplices are welcome to attend, but will be charged $10 to $15 reparation fee that will be used to keep this event free of cost for Black and brown, trans, and queer community. Okay, so here's the thing. You call these people, the white people that's a part of your community, right? That again, that agree with you probably on 99% of things. You call them white allies and accomplices, right? Come on. And then you want to charge the money to get in. And the point of charging the money is so that you can keep the event free of cost for black and brown people, okay? That's what you say the point is. But don't you think that charging those people, right, based off their skin color, don't you think that that's going to, one, create some animosity? That's going to create some problems, some division within a community that's already pretty small to begin with, right? You're not a very large community in the first place. Why would you want to create more division within an already small community? It really doesn't make sense. Second of all, if the point is to have your voices be heard and for people to hear your message, why would you want to, again, discriminate against a whole group of people? And then two, why would you want to charge people to come to an event in the first place? Right? Like, I mean, wouldn't you want as many people as possible to be able to attend the event? You know, whether they're part of the LGBTQ community or white, black, whoever, right? Wouldn't you want people to attend it just so they could hear you out, understand more about your movement, understand more about your lifestyle, and get an understanding of you? That's what I would think, right? For people who are truly sincere about this stuff. But to me, this is not sincere. It is, woe is me, I'm a victim, and therefore you must pay me because I'm a victim and I feel like I'm owed something. This is all this is. This is all this is. Because if you really want your voice heard, if you really want people to listen to you, then you wouldn't do things like this, like charge a quote-unquote reparations fee to white people, which all it does is really just cause more division, right? It's really silly in my opinion. These people have no clue how to do anything in regards to their movements. None of these people do. They really don't. Is it legal to deny white people entry? He refused to pay. It doesn't appear so. Seattle Parks and Recreation explicitly prohibits racial discrimination in their parks, and it applies to event organizers using the park with or without a permit. According to Seattle Municipal Code, quote, it is unlawful for any person occupying or using any park or recreation facility for any event, activity, or exhibition open to the public, whether or not under a permit, and whether or not an admissions or entrance fee is charged, to deny any other person the full use and enjoyment of such park and recreation facility because of race. And then it probably goes on to say religion, gender, all this other stuff, right? Typical, right? This is a public park. This is owned by the city. You cannot racially discriminate against people, right? Like, you just can't do that. But these people think that it's okay to do that because they feel like they've historically been marginalized. So therefore, they want to do the same thing to other people that they felt was done to them. And they think that that's going to make it right. And it's not. It's not going to make it right. You cannot fight discrimination with more discrimination. You're just going to create more animosity. Okay? That's what's going to happen. And this is why I try to tell people all the time, man, when it comes to the whole anti-racist ideology. You're fighting racism with more racism, bro. Like, how do you think that this is going to end? It's not going to end well. It's just going to end with more racism, right? Anyways, what do I know? I'm just a dude on the internet. Seattle Parks and Recreation did not respond to email requests for comment. It's unclear if this event is permitted. Critics of the reparations fee include organizers of the Capitol Hill Pride rally and march, the same ones who banned gay and straight police officers from attending their event. So they also, before, like, the NYPD Pride Parade, they ban police officers. Okay, they don't like police being there because apparently police have a history of violence against them. So they feel more comfortable not having protection there, even though there are LGBTQ police officers and they're discriminated against their own. Once again, right? They will discriminate against their own people. Oh my God. Charlotte Lefebvre and Philip Lipson, the organizers behind Capitol Hill Pride, complained about the reparations fee to the Seattle Human Rights Commission, the SHRC, a far-left activist group that helps advise the city of Seattle on human rights issues. In the email that the SHRC posted, Lefebvre and Lipson argued that reparations fee represents reverse discrimination. They say it's a violation of local and federal anti-discrimination laws, but the SHRC strongly disagreed. Okay, so this is hilarious because these two organizers, they was cool with discriminating against police officers. Okay, they was we'll discriminate against police officers even if they're LGBTQ, right? We'll discriminate against them. But now, because they're being discriminated against because of reparations fee, Now all of a sudden they have a problem, right? All of a sudden it's an issue. It's ridiculous. It's so funny to me, man. This story is absolutely insane. It is so crazy to me. The SHRC defended the event, urging the organizers to examine the very real social dynamics and ramifications of this issue. Quote, Black, trans, and queer peoples are among the most marginalized and persecuted peoples within the LGBTQIA2S plus community, the commission wrote. They often face shame, and not only from the cis heteronormative community, but within the queer community at large as well. In making the event free for the Black queer community, the organizers of this event are extending a courtesy so rarely extended by providing a free and safe space to express joy, share story, and be in the community. Again, my question to this is that if all these people that you're discriminating against decide, you know what, we're just not going to come to this event, then aren't you guys ultimately going to be footing the cost? Aren't all those Black and brown people that you say you're trying to protect, right, and give preference to, aren't those people ultimately going to end up paying because people aren't paying the reparations fee? Right? Because they decide they just don't want to come. Again, it's really ridiculous. This is why, if you're going to have an admissions fee, you charge everybody the same thing and you don't discriminate. Okay? Everybody wins at that point. It's so silly, man. Seattle City Council President and mayoral candidate Lorena Gonzalez also joined into the fray. Gonzalez supports a ban on gay police officers at a Pride event, but questioned the reparations fee and "you've gone too far." So offended by LaFleur and Lipson, Gonzalez canceled her scheduled appearance at the Capitol Hill Pride, which is, again, another event where they ban police officers. But again, she's offended by the people that organized the Capitol Hill Pride event. She's so offended by those people that complain about reparations that she said, you know, I'm not showing up to that. I'm not coming to that one. Even though I support discrimination against police officers, even those who are gay, and I also support discrimination against white people, right? Okay, and if you're offended by that, then you know what? I'm not coming into your event, right? After a year that has taken an unbelievable toll on our communities, I was looking forward to this opportunity to celebrate Pride in person, Gonzalez tweeted. However, I can not simply support an organization that is trying to stop Black people in the LGBTQ plus community from celebrating Pride in the manner that they choose. Taking Black Pride is obviously defending their reparations fee while slamming the audacity of Capitol Hill Pride. Again, this is in-group fighting here, right? All these people agree with each other on 99.999% of the issues, but they're fighting. They're going back and forth with each other. Quote, our allies, support, and accomplices pay our sliding scale donation reparations because they're able to understand that folks with privilege, equity, can start with making sure that people who possess various levels of marginalization are able to have spaces that center their needs, safety, identities, and contributions to the LGBTQI culture, taking Black Pride organizers right. They argue their reparations fee is not discriminatory because the Black and brown LGBTQI folks who do not possess the institutional power of enforcement of that power to be racially oppressive to white folks. So again, they're using the argument that, well, you know, all white people have all the power, and because they have all the power, we can openly discriminate against them, okay, and that not be racism, even though they literally have the power to discriminate. Okay, they well, technically, I mean, it's illegal, but I'm saying, like, they're trying to exercise the power that they say they don't have, right? It's really silly. It's the same excuse people try to make for Lori Lightfoot, discriminate against white journalists. They say, well, it's okay for her to do that because, you know, Black people are not in positions of power, but there are clearly Black people who do have power, right? And, you know, according to the woke argument about the definition of racism, which is based off of power structure, that's the woke definition. Black people in power can be racist if they're discriminating against white people because they have power, right? Like, it again, this stuff blows my mind, man. It really does. They also called out LaFleur specifically. Quote, she has decided to use her power and privilege as a white passing woman to elicit an emotional response and dangerous reaction from people like herself in order to create unsafe and potentially life-threatening conditions for Black and brown LGBTQI folks, the group argued. Charlotte LaFleur acted out of entitlement and casual violence because she was mad and felt that her hurt feelings gave her the right to make Black and brown trans folks, sick and disabled folks, sex workers, migrants, elders, youth, and communities already under constant threat of violence and criminalization pay with their safety and potential lives. This is not okay. Such is the policy of the LGBTQI white and white passing liberals. They continue. Oh my God, bruh. Oh my God. That story is absolutely amazing. It really is, man. It really is. They're discriminating against their own because, the most victimized are the victimized, or the alleged most victimized are the victimized. They want special rights and privileges, right? So, they will discriminate against people in their own group because, listen, who else is coming to this, right? Who else is coming to these events, right? You're not gonna have a lot of non-LGBTQ people there. You might, I mean, because white guilt is a hell of a drug. I mean, you even got a bunch of white people lined up on Facebook talking about how they want to pay the reparations fee. You got people saying that they weren't gonna come, but they're gonna come just to pay the reparations fee. You can't make this stuff up. You just can't. Most likely, most people that are going to be there are going to be people that are already in your group and that agree with you, that support you. And why do you think it's a good idea to discriminate against people that support you? Especially if you're already, quote unquote, marginalized. If you're already a victim, why would you not want to make as many allies as possible? Right? Would you not want to keep as many people on your side as possible? Right? I don't understand. It really blows my mind. If I was a part of that group, I would be like, hey, anybody can come, right? Come hear us out, come listen to us, blah, 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 celebrate with us, whatever. Because ultimately, the goal would be to be accepted. You want equality, right? But that's not what they want. These people want special privileges. They want to cry, woe is me, and cry about victimhood all day, and then they want special privileges for it. That's all this is about, okay? And they will go at any length to get that, including discriminating against people that agree with them. So, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.